say for Beeble Brooks, the British Tech Guru. Now, you've been hearing me talk about the problems I've been getting with my phone as my video camera. Well, I've looked at a whole load of other options. Now, the problem I've been getting is that with every single phone I've ever had, this is a brand new one. This is going to replace the current phone. The current phone will do 4K video. This one will only do 1080p, but I only ever upload in 1080p. I don't think there's enough demand to merit 4K. So anyway, this is the new video camera at the moment, and the charging ports always give out after about 12 months. It has on the last 3 or 4 phones I've had, so they must be designed to fail. Anyway, that is what I'm going to be using right now, or probably starting about next week when I run out of money on this prepay phone that I'm using. But that is not the end goal. While I really would like to use a proper video camera, I haven't seen any that I really like. I looked at the Canon V10. It checks an awful lot of boxes, and I was sorely tempted to get it. And it started out at $429. Then it dropped to $399 just before Christmas. Over Christmas it was $349. Then after Christmas it went up to $399 again, and it's just gone up to $429 again, which strikes me as being incredibly nuts. And let me see if I can get that light out. There we go. That's got the light. Whoops. That's got the light. Oh, no, I'm still getting a flare. There we go. So I'll just lean over here a little bit. Anyway, and that just strikes me as nuts. And if they can vary the price by $70 and still make a profit, it's overpriced. Way overpriced. So I'm not going to do that. Now, a fellow called Marcus Picks, or a channel called Marcus Picks, was talking about the death of consumer cameras, because everybody uses a smartphone for their photography, myself included. And I used to use a digital SLR, and I enjoyed using my digital SLR. I saw absolutely no point whatsoever in upgrading to a higher megapixelage, and my digital SLR is still, I think, 8 megapixels. And I see absolutely no point in upgrading it, because 8 megapixels will yield a print. If I ever did a print, it would yield a print about 20 inches by whatever, 20, 24, 30, what, it doesn't matter. It will give me ample quality. I don't need these silly megapixel counts. The only reason I actually got another camera instead of just having the digital SLR, in fact, about 10 years ago I got this second hand, and I've used it a bit, but and I paid what, about $75 for it 10 years ago, probably about another $50 for the lens 10 years ago. I have never seen any point in upgrading beyond that. But thinking about the video problem, I noticed this will do 4K video. It has 2 microphones up there. I do not know what the sound quality is like. There is an extra Canon, Olympus microphone that would plug in there, but it's off the market. So obviously I'm just stuck with the built-in microphones. And that is a shame, really, but hey, what the heck. And this still works, pretty good little camera. I don't know how many megapixels it is. Let me just move the camera again because I'm getting more sunlight. There we go. That's better. Oh, I don't like the building in the background. Oh, no. There we go. Yeah, that's better, I hope. Anyway, that is actually quite a good little camera. It's what is it now? It's an EPM1, so really ancient. I think probably 12 megapixels, way in excess of what I actually need, but it takes a darn good picture. Whether the video is good, I don't know. And as I said, there's two problems with this. First is I can only use the built-in microphones, which means that if there's a wind, there's going to be a problem. And the second thing is it has no flip-up screen. Now, I did order a screen mirror that I can slot into the hot shoe and just see what that does. But that is not the ultimate goal. The ultimate goal, I was reading something about a Raspberry Pi cinema camera that somebody had built, and with that in mind, a few weeks ago I ordered this. It is an ESP32 cam module. There is the camera. I can put different camera modules there, and I have got some better camera modules. That is actually, believe it or not, a flash. I've got to run into a bit of roadblock trying to program this, because there's some firmware, the firmware that I've downloaded for it will install no problem, but Thonny, which is the Python programming utility, will not allow me to program it. And I wanted to program it in Python. So I'm going to keep bashing away at that for a little while. I might try the Thonny on a different laptop and see if that makes a difference, because sometimes these apps can get a little bit screwed up. Even on Linux, and I only ever use Linux. So getting that working would be the ultimate. Now, putting a 5 megapixel camera would yield a 4K image, so I could film in 4K, and this has a built-in SD card slot, which is rather useful. And then I discovered there's also something available that fits in the SD card slot, but it's an eMMC memory, which is faster than Secure Digital by a big margin. So I should be able to record in 4K, no problem. If, or rather when, I get this actually coded. And that is the problem right now. And I don't want to do it in C++, and I could, but I just don't want to. I want to try it in Python first. With Python, it's so much easier. You can just stop the code and change it and start it again. C++, you've got to edit the code, recompile it, upload it. Python, you don't have to do that. You just go straight to the device, edit the code, done. That's why I really like Python. It's really easy. C++, yeah, I can program in C++. I can program in a lot of languages. And let me see, languages I've used in the past. Let me see, started with, when I was in high school, we learned to program in Cecil, which is a language I have never heard of since. Then we moved on to BASIC, COBOL, Pascal, C, C++, and Pascal became Delphi, so I've done Delphi. Python is something relatively new to me, so I've just trying Python at the moment. And I've heard of a whole load of other languages, some of them with really weird names. Like Ruby on Rails. What a weird name. But anyway, so the goal, the videos are likely to start with this, or rather to transfer to this. Then when the mirror adapter arrives, I might try this and actually try uploading something in 4K, with the ultimate goal of coding this and getting this to work in 4K and having my own video camera that I built. Anyway, that's what's going on with video cameras at the moment. And oh yes, and back to Marcus Picks. His complaint is that all the consumer cameras that were really good, all the consumer compacts have vanished. They've been annihilated by cell phones. and his complaint is that cell phones are not as good. I'll agree, technically they are not as good, but people don't discriminate that much, so it doesn't really matter. And the images are adequate for most people. And that is the thing that Marcus Picks does not understand, adequacy. And he's looking for perfection, everybody else is looking for adequacy. So, yes, cell phones have taken over from compact cameras, and they will totally delete compact cameras off the market. All the standard compact cameras have gone, now the zoom compacts are going. As for consumer camcorders, I'm amazed they're still around, because, again, most people use a cell phone, and the cell phone is adequate. So, anyway, this is what I'm going to be doing with cameras in the future, and I'm Zephyr Beale Brooks, the British Tech Guru.